Alex had always imagined college would be full of surprises, but he never expected one of them to have green skin, 4 eyes, and a fascination with human biology. It was the first day of the new semester when Alex arrived at his off-campus apartment. The door was already open, and inside stood his new roommate, Xylar. He was tall, lanky, and looked like he had stepped out of a sci-fi movie. His skin shimmered faintly under the sunlight, changing colors like liquid metal, and his hands had extra joints that bent in strange directions. "Hello, Alex," Xylar said in perfect English, though his voice carried a melodic tone that made every word seem musical. "I am Xylar. I will be your roommate. I hope our cohabitation will be educational for both of us." Alex blinked, unsure if he should be terrified or fascinated. Hi," he said cautiously. "Nice to meet you. You're, unique." Xylar tilted his head and studied him with curiosity. "I am aware. It is intentional. My species values observation of other life forms. My purpose here is to study humans in detail." Alex swallowed. "Study humans? Like, what kind of study?" Xylar's 4 eyes sparkled. "Everything. Behavior, emotions, cultural habits, and reproduction." Quote. Alex froze. The word hung in the air. "Wait, reproduction?" "Yes," Xylar replied, sounding genuinely excited. "I want to attempt human breeding for the first time." Alex's mind raced. He tried to imagine what Xylar meant. Was this roommate dangerous? Should he call the authorities? But before he could respond, Xylar added, "Do not be alarmed. My intent is purely scientific. I am not asking to engage in it personally. I will simulate the process to understand it." Alex exhaled slowly, relief washing over him. "Oh. Okay. Simulate. That makes more sense." Xylar smiled, or at least what humans would call a smile. "Excellent. We will begin shortly. I have prepared materials." Curiosity piqued, Alex followed Xylar into the living room. To his surprise, the room had been transformed into something resembling a small laboratory. Holographic projectors floated above the table, displaying rotating images of human anatomy. A sleek machine hummed softly in the corner, labeled Human Reproduction Simulator. "This is impressive," Alex said, staring at the equipment. "I didn't think college housing allowed this kind of setup." Xylar waved a hand. "Housing rules are human-imposed. They are flexible if one demonstrates compliance with safety regulations. I have ensured all protocols are followed. No harm will come to you or any human in this experiment." Alex nodded, feeling a mix of awe and nervousness. "Right, safety first." Xylar's eyes glimmered with excitement. "I have read extensively about humans. I understand the biological process in theory, but I lack the experiential understanding. This is why I wish to simulate the reproductive process." Alex scratched his head. "Okay, but how exactly are you going to do that?" Xylar gestured to a cluster of small robotic models on the table. They were humanoid in shape, but clearly artificial, made of smooth metal and flexible polymer. "These models will act as proxies. I will observe interactions, measure responses, and test conditions. The simulation will allow me to learn without involving any actual humans. It is ethical, efficient, and informative." Alex let out a nervous laugh. "You really think you can just recreate human reproduction with robots?" "Not just robots," Xylar corrected. "Holograms, AI, and advanced simulations. The goal is to replicate biological and emotional processes. Humans are not just physical, they are emotional. To truly understand reproduction, one must understand empathy, attachment, and care." Alex's eyebrows shot up. "You're taking feelings into account?" "Precisely," Xylar said, eyes shining. "Humans are complex. Biology alone does not explain the phenomenon. My species has a similar process, but it is purely mechanical. Observing your species is enlightening." As Alex looked around the room, He realized how meticulous Xylar was. The holograms depicted human anatomy in extreme detail, showing cells, DNA strands, and embryonic development. Data streams floated above the robots, calculating simulated heart rates, hormonal levels, and emotional responses. Alex swallowed another nervous laugh. I guess this is kind of amazing. Xylar tilted his head. I am pleased you recognize the value. Your participation as a host observer is appreciated. You will learn alongside me. Humans benefit from sharing knowledge. Yes? Alex nodded slowly, still unsure how much he should be helping. But as he watched Xylar manipulate the holograms with precise gestures, Alex couldn't deny the curiosity bubbling inside him. Over the next few days, Xylar immersed himself in research. Alex watched as his roommate carefully documented every detail, analyzing patterns in cell development, hormone cycles, and simulated emotions. Xylar asked endless questions. Why do humans pair in certain ways? What drives attachment? How does nurturing behavior evolve? Alex tried to answer, sometimes stumbling, sometimes laughing. I guess humans like companionship? And love? Xylar's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. Love. Fascinating. A chemical, psychological, and social phenomenon. My simulations will attempt to replicate this as well. One evening, as they worked on the simulation, Xylar paused and looked at Alex. I observe, humans are unpredictable. Emotional responses vary greatly. Your behavior is intriguing. Alex chuckled. Thanks, I think. Xylar continued. I wish to understand more. Will you allow me to simulate interactions beyond basic reproduction? For example, parenting, care, and bonding? Alex nodded slowly. Sure, but remember, these are human feelings. Sometimes messy. Messiness is data, Xylar said cheerfully. All data is valuable. Days turned into weeks, and Alex began to see Xylar not just as a strange alien, but as a dedicated scientist. He marveled at how seriously Xylar treated even the smallest details. The way simulated infants responded to touch, the holographic parents expressing care, the AI adjusting behavior based on emotional cues. Alex realized he had learned something too, not just about human biology, but about how unique humans were. Their emotions, creativity, and adaptability were unlike anything Xylar's species could produce naturally. Watching Xylar struggle to understand human feelings was oddly humbling. One night, as Alex prepared for bed, Xylar approached him with a small holographic projection. It displayed a fully detailed model of a human embryo. This is my first successful simulation of conception, Xylar said proudly. It demonstrates viability under optimal conditions. Observe carefully. Alex stared at the glowing model, impressed. You actually did it? Yes, Xylar said, his tone almost triumphant. The embryo develops according to human norms. All physiological markers are within expected ranges. Emotional simulations indicate potential for attachment behaviors post-birth. Alex laughed softly. You're treating this like a science experiment. And it kind of is. But it's also amazing in a weird way. We're couply. Alex laughed softly. We're couply-talogy. Xylar's eyes sparkled. Humans are amazing. I now understand why your species places such importance on reproduction and family. It is not mere continuation of genes, it is a complex, interwoven process of biology, emotion, and culture. Alex realized something in that moment. Despite Xylar's alien nature, the room felt alive. It wasn't just machines, holograms, or AI. It was their shared curiosity, the laughter, the mistakes, the learning. Humanity wasn't just a subject of study, it was a living, breathing phenomenon that even advanced aliens could marvel at. As the night deepened, Alex turned to Xylar. You know, I never thought living with an alien would teach me so much about myself. About humans. Xylar inclined his head. And I never thought I would learn so much from direct observation. This experience is Enlightening. Alex yawned. Well, don't stay up too late with your simulations. Humans need sleep. Sleep is noted, Xylar replied, already scribbling notes in a glowing notebook. Tomorrow, we will attempt to simulate bonding behaviors between AI parents and infants. This will provide further insights into human emotional development. Alex rolled his eyes but smiled. I guess my life just got a lot more interesting. As he drifted off to sleep, he realized that this roommate, strange, brilliant, and completely alien, was about to turn his understanding of humanity upside down. He wasn't sure what the future would hold, but one thing was certain. College had never promised him an adventure like this. Xylar, meanwhile, sat quietly in the corner, observing. His mind raced with excitement. For the first time, he truly understood the depth of human life, not just the biology, but the creativity, care, and emotional complexity, and he was determined to capture every detail, every lesson, in his simulations. The adventure of understanding humans had only just begun. The morning sunlight streamed through the apartment windows, casting a warm glow on the sleek surfaces of Xylar's simulation lab. Alex shuffled in with a mug of coffee, half asleep, only to find Xylar already at work. Xylar's 4 eyes were focused on a holographic display hovering above the table. Several small AI humanoids were projected, their forms glowing faintly as they interacted with each other in a miniature simulated environment. One of them gently picked up a tiny holographic infant and carried it across the virtual room, while another attempted to feed it with a digital bottle. Good morning, Alex, Xylar said, without looking up. I have advanced our simulations. Today, we will explore human bonding behaviors and emotional responses. Your observations are necessary to calibrate accuracy. Alex blinked. Bonding behaviors? You mean, like, parenting? Yes, Xylar replied, almost cheerfully. It is essential to understand not only biological reproduction, but also the social and emotional nurturing humans provide. Observe carefully. Alex leaned against the counter, still rubbing his eyes. This is getting weirder every day. But I guess it's kind of cool. Xylar gestured, and the holograms shifted. Now, the tiny AI parents were interacting with each other, speaking simulated words of encouragement, while the infant responded with laughter and movement. Every tiny action was tracked by Xylar's computer, which displayed charts of emotional intensity, heart rate, and bonding levels. Alex watched, fascinated. Wow. You've actually made them kind of alive-looking. Xylar paused and turned toward him. It is not mere appearance. Their behavior is adaptive. They respond to stimuli as humans would. Their emotional development is calculated in real time. Alex scratched his head. Real-time emotions. That's impressive, but kind of creepy at the same time. Xylar tilted his head. Curiosity is natural. Humans often feel a mix of awe and discomfort when observing simulations that mimic life. This is why observation is valuable. You are experiencing what I record. Over the next several days, the apartment was a whirlwind of activity. Xylar conducted experiments on feeding routines, sleep cycles, emotional responses, and parental guidance. He would ask Alex for input frequently. How does a human typically respond to a child's cry? Do humans use words to comfort, or gestures? Is physical touch important for emotional growth? Alex answered as best as he could, sometimes exaggerating, sometimes laughing, sometimes unsure if he was giving the right answer. But Xylar recorded every detail meticulously, nodding and adjusting his simulations. One afternoon, as Alex was reading on the couch, Xylar called him over. Observe this scenario, he said. He waved his hand, and a new holographic simulation appeared. In the projection, an AI child was sitting alone in a room, looking sad. The AI parent approached cautiously, speaking gentle words and offering a small toy. The child's eyes lit up, and it slowly moved closer to the parent. The simulation tracked every response. The child's heart rate, facial expressions, even minor movements of its fingers. Alex smiled. That actually looks really realistic. It's like they're alive. And go. Xylar's eyes gleamed. This is exactly the point. Humans are highly responsive to care and affection. Even small gestures produce measurable emotional outcomes. Alex leaned back, impressed. I guess this proves humans aren't just biological machines. We react emotionally, and that makes all the difference. Xylar nodded slowly. Correct. Emotional input is essential to human development. Pure biology is insufficient. This explains why human parents are so invested in nurturing. One evening, Alex returned from a lecture to find chaos in the apartment. The robotic models had toppled over, wires tangled, and several holograms flickered erratically. Xylar was calmly observing the scene. What happened here? Alex asked, alarmed. The AI child displayed unexpected curiosity, Xylar explained. It attempted to interact with multiple objects simultaneously. The holographic environment could not adapt quickly enough. This is an important observation, Alex laughed nervously. So, your AI kid went rogue? In a manner of speaking, Xylar replied, tapping on a panel to stabilize the holograms. It is learning. Adaptive behavior is a key component of human growth. Even mistakes provide valuable data. Despite the minor chaos, Alex found himself smiling. Watching Xylar treat the simulation like a real learning process made him appreciate the alien's dedication. Xylar was not just observing, he was trying to understand humans deeply, emotionally, culturally, and biologically. Days passed, and Xylar's simulations became increasingly complex. The AI children began to develop individual personalities, preferences, and even quirks. One AI child loved music, dancing along to any sound it could detect. Another enjoyed exploring its surroundings and asking endless questions, just like a real toddler. Alex was amazed. You've basically made human kids in a lab. And they're kind of perfect. Xylar tilted his head. Not perfect, but sufficiently accurate to analyze behaviors. Observe how curiosity, play, and attachment influence development. This is central to understanding your species. Alex noticed that Xylar was changing too. The alien had started asking questions beyond pure science. Alex, why do humans find joy in play? It seems inefficient from a biological perspective. Alex thought for a moment. I guess humans play because it helps us learn, it makes us happy, and it bonds us with others. It's not just about survival. It's about life itself. Xylar's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. Fascinating. Your species invests resources in non-essential activities, yet these activities have profound emotional and social impacts. As the week went on, the apartment became a miniature hub of human-AI interaction. Xylar tested bedtime routines, feeding schedules, and even storytelling sessions. He watched as simulated children responded to songs, bedtime stories, and gentle conversation. Every response was recorded, analyzed, and added to Xylar's growing database. Alex began to admire Xylar's dedication. Despite his alien appearance and strange methods, Xylar's approach mirrored the best qualities of humans: patience, attention to detail, and the desire to nurture. One night, as Alex was preparing for bed, Xylar approached with a holographic model of a family gathered around a dinner table. The AI parents and children were interacting, laughing, and sharing stories. Observe, Xylar said. Family interaction is essential for understanding human life. Food, conversation, and togetherness produce emotional bonds that influence growth and behavior. Alex watched the holograms, feeling a warm sense of connection. You know, humans really are amazing. We take ordinary things, meals, playtime, bedtime, and they shape entire lives. You're really getting that. Xylar nodded. Yes, your species demonstrates ingenuity, adaptability, and complex social structures. I am beginning to understand why humans are so successful, despite physical limitations compared to other species I have studied. Alex smiled. And you thought you came here just to study biology? Xylar's melodic voice hummed thoughtfully. I came to study biology, yes. But human life cannot be separated from emotion and culture. I am learning that observation alone is insufficient. Engagement is required. Alex laughed. Well, I guess I'm glad I'm here to help you learn. As the night deepened, Xylar continued to fine-tune his simulations. The AI children began asking questions about the world, mimicking curiosity, and even expressing minor frustrations when things didn't go their way. Alex couldn't help but laugh at the small holographic tantrums. You see, Xylar explained, unexpected behavior is critical data. It reflects human adaptability and problem-solving. Even minor frustration teaches growth. Alex shook his head, smiling. You're turning my apartment into a full human development lab. But it's kind of inspiring. I never thought I'd learn so much from an alien about what makes humans human. Xylar's eyes shimmered faintly. And I never thought I would learn so much from direct observation of human behavior. Your species is extraordinary. That night, as Alex drifted off to sleep, he realized something profound. Living with Xylar was more than an experiment, it was a lesson in humanity. Humans were not just biological machines, they were emotional, creative, resilient, and endlessly fascinating. And Xylar, for all his alien precision and scientific curiosity, was beginning to see that too. For the first time, Alex felt that having an alien roommate was not just strange or funny, it was a privilege. Together, they were exploring not only science but the very essence of life itself. And somewhere deep in Xylar's mind, a new realization was forming. Humans were not just subjects of study, they were teachers. The adventure of understanding human life, in all its complexity, had only grown more exciting, and Alex knew that the next step in Xylar's experiments would be even more extraordinary. The sun had barely risen over the city, but the apartment was already buzzing with activity. Xylar had been awake for hours, tinkering with the AI children and adjusting their emotional responses. Alex, still rubbing sleep from his eyes, stepped cautiously into the living room. Good morning, Alex, Xylar said, his melodic voice humming softly. Today, we will advance the simulation. The AI children will interact with humans outside the laboratory for observational purposes. Alex nearly choked on his cereal. Wait, you want to take your robot kids out in public? Yes, Xylar said matter-of-factly. It is essential to understand human response in natural environments. Public observation will yield data unavailable in isolated conditions. Alex stared at him. You mean, people are going to see them? Correct. They appear fully human, Xylar replied. With minor holographic adjustments, the illusion is perfect. Alex sighed. Well, this is going to be interesting. They prepared for the day, equipping the AI children with holographic clothing, backpacks, and accessories. The AI children moved and spoke as naturally as any human child, asking questions, laughing, and occasionally making minor mistakes, dropping a toy or mispronouncing a word. Xylar watched everything carefully, recording data on emotional reactions, social interactions, and human responses. As they stepped outside, Alex noticed heads turning. People in the neighborhood paused, staring curiously at the children accompanying Xylar. Some whispered, some smiled, and others simply watched. The AI children, programmed to mimic human behavior perfectly, responded naturally, waving and interacting politely. Alex leaned toward Xylar. This is kind of amazing. They look real. Observation indicates authenticity is within acceptable parameters, Xylar replied, eyes sparkling. Notice how humans respond positively to warmth, politeness, and curiosity. Social interactions are critical to emotional development. They walked to a nearby park. The AI children ran ahead, exploring the swings, slides, and sandbox. all while asking questions about flowers, birds, and other people. Children playing nearby stopped to stare, then cautiously approached, intrigued by the new arrivals. Alex watched with a mix of pride and amusement. They're actually making friends. I didn't think your robots could do that so quickly. Xylar observed the interactions, tapping on a tablet to adjust parameters. They learn from direct interaction. Humans teach by example, response, and attention. Emotional growth is accelerated when the environment is rich and diverse. A mother nearby called out, smiling. "Hey there, are you new around here?" One of the AI children looked up, tilted its head, and replied politely, "Yes, we just moved to this area. I am glad to meet you." Alex blinked. "Wow, they even talk like humans. This is incredible." Xylar nodded. "It is essential to replicate cultural norms accurately. Speech patterns, gestures, and politeness all affect perception. Human society is highly responsive to social cues." As the day progressed, more people gathered around, curious about the new children. Children laughed and played together. Adults watched with delight, noting how the AI children responded naturally to games, jokes, and small acts of kindness. Alex turned to Xylar. "You know, people actually like them. They're kind of inspiring. Even though they're not real, they make people happy." Xylar's four eyes blinked rapidly. Emotional impact is a critical variable. Happiness, attachment, and curiosity are essential data. This also reveals human capacity for empathy toward perceived life forms. By late afternoon, news of the AI children had spread. A local reporter arrived, asking questions and snapping photos. Xylar answered with calm precision, explaining that this was a scientific experiment to study human behavior, bonding, and social response. Alex watched nervously. "Xylar, do you think people will freak out if they find out they're AI?" Xylar tilted his head. Initial surprise is expected. However, once the purpose is explained, humans demonstrate understanding and adaptability. They are highly receptive to ethical, informative explanation. Sure enough, when the reporter published the story online, it went viral almost immediately. People were fascinated by the idea of AI children interacting with humans in public. Some praised the experiment as innovative, others were simply curious. Every comment, share, and reaction provided Xylar with invaluable insight. Alex shook his head in disbelief. "I can't believe this. Our apartment experiment is now worldwide news." Xylar's melodic hum indicated satisfaction. Exposure is beneficial. Large sample sizes yield more accurate analysis of human response. This also demonstrates human creativity, curiosity, and adaptability on a large scale. Over the next few days, Xylar refined the AI children's interactions. They began asking complex questions about the world, demonstrating problem-solving skills, and even showing a sense of humor. One AI child asked Alex why humans laughed at things that were not funny. Another observed a tree and asked why its leaves changed color every season. Alex couldn't help but laugh. "You've made them genuinely curious." "That's amazing." Xylar nodded. Curiosity is a hallmark of human intelligence. To replicate human learning, it is essential to simulate curiosity, exploration, and critical questioning. By now, Alex had started to notice changes in Xylar as well. The alien, once focused solely on data and precision, was beginning to understand the emotional depth of humans. Xylar asked questions about love, friendship, and empathy, trying to quantify feelings that were impossible to measure fully. One evening, while they watched the AI children interact, Xylar asked softly, "Alex, why do humans place so much importance on family and care? It seems inefficient from a purely biological perspective." Alex thought for a moment. "I guess it's not about efficiency. It's about connection. People care because it makes life meaningful. It's not just survival. It's happiness, learning, and support." Xylar processed this carefully. "Fascinating. Human motivation is a combination of biology, emotion, and culture. I am beginning to understand that reproduction is only part of the process. Emotional and social development are equally important. Alex smiled. Yeah. Humans are kind of complicated. But that's what makes us. As the AI children grew more sophisticated, they began exhibiting behaviors Xylar had not anticipated. One child insisted on reading a book out loud, another created small art projects, and another invented games for the neighborhood kids. Each activity was recorded and analyzed, producing patterns that revealed the depth of human creativity, intelligence, and emotion. Alex watched in amazement. They're really learning, aren't they? Xylar nodded slowly. Yes. Observation alone cannot teach this. Engagement, interaction, and adaptation are necessary for growth. Humans do this naturally. It is remarkable. By the end of the week, the AI children had become a fixture in the neighborhood. People visited to watch, interact, and sometimes simply to marvel at the lifelike simulations. Xylar collected every observation, every smile, every question, storing the data carefully. Alex, now completely accustomed to the chaos and brilliance, leaned back in his chair. You know, I think you're actually learning more about humanity than I ever could in a lifetime. Xylar's 4 eyes glimmered, and I could not have learned this without direct observation and guidance. Your species is extraordinary in adaptability, creativity, and emotional complexity. I am honored to witness it firsthand. Alex laughed. Well, I guess humans win then. Even aliens have to admit it. Xylar tilted his head, melodic hum resonating. Indeed, observation reveals that humans possess qualities unmatched in other species I have studied. Creativity, empathy, and curiosity are dominant traits. You teach even the most advanced civilizations about the essence of life. Alex shook his head, smiling. I never thought I'd live with an alien who teaches me what it really means to be human. This is kind of amazing. Xylar paused for a moment, watching the AI children play. Alex, this experience is beyond scientific value. It has taught me about life, relationships, and emotional intelligence. Humans are extraordinary. Alex felt a swell of pride. And the best part? They're learning too. Not just the AI kids, people are learning about themselves. About human potential. Xylar nodded. Yes. This experiment has revealed the profound impact humans have on each other, even when they are unaware. Their interactions are layered, complex, and endlessly fascinating. As night fell, the apartment quieted. The AI children were tucked into holographic beds, softly humming lullabies generated from Xylar's simulation database. Alex sat beside Xylar, watching the gentle glow of the holograms. I never imagined college would be like this, Alex said softly. Xylar's voice was calm and reflective. Neither did I. Yet observation has revealed truths about your species that cannot be found in textbooks or databases. Humans are remarkable. Alex smiled, feeling a deep connection not just with Xylar, but with the very essence of humanity itself. He realized that the aliens' fascination, the AI children, and even the chaos they brought, had shown him something fundamental. Humans were unique, adaptable, and endlessly inspiring. And Xylar, for the first time, was not just observing humans. He was learning to respect, admire, and understand them on a level far beyond science. The journey was far from over. Public fascination, viral news, and endless questions awaited. But one thing was clear. Humans, in all their messy, emotional, and creative glory, had once again proven themselves extraordinary. And Xylar, the alien from a distant planet, was ready to learn everything he could about them. The morning sunlight spilled across the apartment once again. But today felt different. Alex could sense it the moment he stepped out of his bedroom. The apartment, usually humming with simulations, was unusually quiet. Xylar sat at the holographic console, his 4 eyes fixed on a glowing display that showed news feeds, social media reactions, and messages from scientists across the galaxy. "Good morning, Alex," Xylar said, his voice calm yet vibrant. "It appears that our previous simulations have attracted significant attention. Humans and aliens alike are intrigued." Alex poured himself a cup of coffee and leaned against the counter. "Yeah. I guess the whole city, and apparently the internet, wants to know about your AI kids." He shook his head. "I never thought this would get this big." Xylar's eyes shimmered faintly. "Attention is beneficial. Exposure allows broader observation. I will gather more data on human reactions, ethical perspectives, and emotional responses." Alex frowned slightly. And what if people freak out when they realize the kids aren't real?" Xylar tilted his head. "Initial surprise is expected. Humans are adaptable. They can process new information when presented logically and ethically. We will prepare a proper explanation." Alex nodded, trusting Xylar's methodical approach. "Right. Just don't let them run wild outside, okay?" "Noted," Xylar replied. By late morning, Xylar had prepared the AI children for another public demonstration. This time, at the City Science Center. A crowd had gathered, excited and curious to see these lifelike AI children in action. Alex followed closely, observing the interactions with a mixture of pride and amusement. As they entered the demonstration area, the AI children immediately began interacting naturally. They played games, asked questions, and even created small art projects for the crowd. Children approached them cautiously, then quickly warmed up, laughing and sharing toys. Adults watched with fascination, taking notes, photos, and videos. Alex whispered to Xylar, "I can't believe it. They're like little ambassadors for humans. Everyone's loving them." "Yes," Xylar said softly. "Observation confirms that humans respond positively to authentic behavior, curiosity, and creativity. Emotional engagement is essential. Humans teach, guide, and inspire, even in brief interactions." One parent in the audience approached Xylar. "This is incredible. How did you make them so realistic?" Xylar explained patiently. "These are advanced AI simulations designed to replicate human emotional and social development. The goal is to understand human bonding, nurturing, and learning processes. The children's behavior is adaptive and interactive." The parent smiled warmly. "They're amazing. I can see why everyone is fascinated." Alex watched as the AI children continued to interact with the public. One asked about the stars, another about plants, and a third insisted on learning a new song from the audience. Each interaction sparked curiosity and delight. Xylar tapped on a holographic tablet, recording every response. Humans exhibit patience, encouragement, and teaching behaviors. Even small gestures significantly affect the AI children's emotional growth. This confirms the importance of nurturing in human society. Alex smiled. "You know, humans really are amazing. Even when you make artificial kids, the real humans teach them how to be human." Xylar paused, almost thoughtfully. "Indeed. Observation reveals that humans are capable of empathy, creativity, and mentorship in ways unparalleled across species I have studied. Your adaptability and moral guidance are exceptional." As the day progressed, media outlets from around the world arrived, eager to report on Xylar's experiment. Interviews, videos, and live demonstrations were conducted. Xylar explained the scientific purpose, highlighting human uniqueness, ethical considerations, and the profound role of emotion in life. Alex noticed the pride in Xylar's voice, a pride not just in the science, but in humans themselves. It was clear the alien had learned more than just biology. He had discovered the remarkable qualities that made humans exceptional. By evening, the crowd had dispersed, leaving Alex and Xylar alone with the AI children in the science center. Xylar activated the children's rest mode, and they quietly slept in their holographic beds. Alex leaned against a console, exhausted but happy. Well, that went surprisingly well. Everyone loved them. You really showed them what humans can do. Xylar's melodic hum resonated softly. Yes. Humans are capable of cooperation, teaching, and nurturing that surpasses mere biological necessity. Your species is extraordinary in both intellect and emotional intelligence. Alex smiled. Yeah. I guess we humans win sometimes. Even aliens have to admit it. Xylar tilted his head. Indeed. Observation confirms that humans possess qualities unmatched by other species I have studied. Creativity, empathy, and emotional resilience are dominant traits. You teach even advanced civilizations about life's essence. Alex laughed. Well, I never thought I'd live with an alien who ends up admiring humans as much as I do. Xylar's eyes shimmered. And I never imagined that direct observation would teach me lessons beyond data lessons about care, patience, and human spirit. These experiences are invaluable. The next morning, Xylar received a message from his home planet. The Council requested a full report of his findings, emphasizing the importance of sharing human insights with other civilizations. Xylar hesitated, glancing at Alex and the AI children. I am conflicted, Xylar admitted softly. The Council expects results, but I have grown attached to this environment, these humans, and the AI children themselves. Alex placed a hand on Xylar's arm. You know, you don't have to rush. Share what you've learned. But remember, it's not just data. It's life. Humans are more than numbers. Xylar's 4 eyes blinked slowly. Your counsel is noted. Humans demonstrate wisdom beyond what is measurable. Their values are remarkable. Together, they prepared Xylar's presentation for the Interstellar Council. Xylar highlighted not only biological findings, but also the emotional, social, and ethical aspects of human life. He emphasized humans' adaptability, creativity, and moral guidance. When the presentation was complete, the Council expressed admiration. Even advanced alien civilizations were amazed at humans' ingenuity, empathy, and emotional complexity. Xylar smiled, realizing he had not only fulfilled his mission but also showcased humanity's brilliance to the galaxy. Alex watched proudly. You did it, Xylar. You showed them what humans can do. Yes, Xylar replied, voice melodic with satisfaction. Humans have proven themselves exceptional, not only through biological capability but through emotional intelligence, creativity, and ethical behavior. Your species is extraordinary. The AI children, now fully integrated into both the apartment and the city community, became symbols of interstellar friendship. People visited to learn from them, play with them, and understand the lessons Xylar had uncovered. Alex laughed as one AI child asked, Alex, why do humans laugh at silly things? Xylar joined in the laughter. It is a human trait, promoting joy, bonding, and creativity. Observation shows it is invaluable for social cohesion. Alex shook his head, smiling. I think humans really do win the day, Xylar. Even aliens can see it now. Ah, Xylar's eyes gleamed. Indeed, humanity has proven itself remarkable. They adapt, learn, and inspire. They teach even the most advanced beings the essence of life. As night fell, the apartment quieted. The AI children rested in their holographic beds, softly glowing. Alex and Xylar sat together, reflecting on the journey. Who knew, Alex said softly, that living with an alien would teach me so much about humans and about life itself? Xylar hummed in agreement. Observation and experience have revealed truths beyond calculation. Humans are not merely biological entities. They are emotional, creative, and extraordinary. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of pride. Well, I guess the adventure isn't over. Humanity will keep teaching, And maybe even you, Xylar, will keep learning. Yes, Xylar replied, eyes shimmering with faint light. And perhaps one day, humans will teach the galaxy about their potential. I am honored to witness it firsthand. As the city slept outside, the apartment glowed softly with holograms, laughter, and quiet reflections. The AI children, the alien, and the human roommate had together created something unique, a bridge between species, a celebration of human ingenuity, and a reminder that humanity, in all its messy, emotional, and creative glory, could inspire even the most advanced civilizations. For Xylar, Alex, and the world beyond, one truth was clear. Humanity had once again proven itself extraordinary, and their journey of discovery, curiosity, and admiration would continue shining like a beacon for the galaxy.